Hello, Cryptid Community. I am Mulbre, the Cryptid Slime, and welcome to part 2 of my unbagging series, which today is actually an untoting series, where I go through my collection and see what I have after it exploded throughout the house. So as I'm slowly collecting it together, we're gonna see what I have, and hopefully soon I'll have a full video of things going back up on the shelves and looking pretty. But let's get into... There we go. Okay. So yeah, this is an untoting video because everything's not in a bag, it's in a tote. Papers. I got a lot of these. Okay, so I actually collected these. I actually saved all of these because I like this stuff. And so next, where my computer used to be, there was literally a furnace. The heater for the house was right there, so it was metal. So I would have all these little magnets, and I would just pin these things up, or magnetize them up to the furnace, sitting there next to my computer. Oh, here's the one for Sir Farfetch'd. And it was the reason I kept these was because they talked about the deck. They talked about how to play the deck. But then they also had, this is for Darkness Ablaze, so it had the set list for Darkness Ablaze. Now, I never marked it off, but it was still cool to see. And then this one is Silver Tempest. So again, it would kind of talk about the Silver Tempest, and then it would have that. This one is also Silver Tempest, but this one has building tips on it. There's the Darkness Ablaze one. Chilling Rain. This was back for Rapid Strike. Okay, and then we have the Venusaur and Blastoise. So this one just talks about the two different decks, Venusaur and Blastoise. Sun and Moon Burning Shadows. Oh, it even has a diagram on how to evolve into GX versus regular. And then it talked about the greater power comes with greater risk. Ooh, and then a deck list, or a set list. Vivid Voltage. Oh, see, so I do have a Dreadnought somewhere. Of course, back when the Lance's Charizard was being produced, I don't know why they produced a ton of Dark Sylveon and Lance's Charizard for the 25 celebrations. They put a ton of them out. It was crazy. It was like every time I'd go to the store, there'd be like 20 on the shelves. It was crazy. This, I believe, came in a lunchbox tin. And I actually did use the lunchbox. I remember I used it. I used it until it broke. Oh, there's the Dark Sylveon. This one is the Melmetal V, so it should have the Mewtwo V. Oh, I loved these oversized cards. I do have all of the oversized cards for Celebrations 25. They're not marked off though, but I do have them. Pokemon Level X. I don't think you were ever actually able to play with those, but they did make them. Now this is technically my mother's. She's the one who collected the Detective Pikachu. There's the nice poster on the back. I guess let me get these out of the way. Hopefully I can get all of those back on the wall at some point, because I like having them. Stellar Crown Player's Guide. I have no idea when this got in there. I didn't think I bought anything Stellar Crown. I was like, I think that was one of the sets I skipped over. Of course, we got a bunch of those, but it's so, I bought a box of these and I never used them. I have never used them. I don't think any of my cards have top loaders on them. Same with these. I bought these 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I don't use them. I'm like, why did I buy them? I'm never gonna use them. Maybe, I don't know, maybe one day I'll sell a really expensive card just to because I need to pay a bill or something. I don't know. I'm prepared to ship cards, I guess. Yu-Gi-Oh sleeves. Yeah, I don't collect Yu-Gi-Oh, but I saw these sleeves and I'm like, I want them anyways. Oh, I remember this one. Okay, so if you guys know. You guys know. All of those little freaking cards that came in those tiny little tins. I actually kept all the ones that I think I kept most of them. I might be missing some. But I didn't buy duplicates of those tiny tins. The one where it was like they came with this card, a coin, and 2 packs. So I never got any duplicates, but I still kept all of these, and I thought, why not? You know, a little booklet, they fit in them pretty decently. Best Boy. I love Electrike. It was like probably my #1 favorite. Right after, it's like Doduo and Electrike are my main faves. Let me just pull a few things out here. Kind of look at a few things at once. So we'll start with these. So I do have the Digimon starter decks, and all of these are open. We have, oh, except this one. This one's still sealed. All right. Good to know that one's still sealed. But these two are open. So we did try playing this. It was interesting. That is for certain. But I don't know if it ever took off. I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me if the Digimon ever took off. Because I know, I mean, to my perspective, Lorcana seems to be struggling. Pokemon or different TCGs seem to be having issues getting started. And of course we got the obligatory Alakazam 151 that's still sealed. Kind of obligatory at this point. I will admit I do like a good sealed collection. I think having the sealed products makes me happier than actually opening, like having the opened products. So I don't collect multiples of sealed, but I do like having them more than actually like opening them. So you have Cosmic Eclipse. So this tin is where I keep loose packs. And you guys can see it is kind of sparse, because I did go through at one point and like open a bunch of my loose packs. We got some Sun and Moon, some Steam Siege, some more Sun and Moon, and we got 1 Cosmic Eclipse, 3 Cosmic Eclipse. And then of course, some celebrations. Sometimes I like to look through this tin and think to myself, ooh, how fun would it be just to open up 1 or 2 of these? And then we have a little trio pack here, a little coin. This was from a lunchbox. This is another lunchbox item. Oh, okay, hold on. I got more of these. If we're gonna do the Bloomin' Waters, I got more. And I do have one more Bloomburrow item somewhere. No idea where it's at, but it's somewhere. Hopefully safe. Yeah, I had to pick through, and I specifically was like, I want this cover. I got a bunch of those. So this, I will admit, I have zero intention of opening them because I don't play Magic the Gathering. I have tried, but I got these because they made my inner child happy, because they reminded me of a lot of the books that I grew up with, The Secrets of Nim, Redwall, and you know, just those kind of stories. Like there's a lot of kids stories, like The Little Red Hen is also about this kind of like animal situation, so a lot of children's stories. But they just, you know, they made my inner child really, really happy. So, you know, I have no intention of ever opening them just because I'm never actually going to play the game. It's not like I raided the shelf, and it's not like I'm reselling them at a super high price. They are going to bring me happiness for a very long time. And then what else do I have? Okay, I did not realize I had a second one of these. But this is the Dragon Knight I was talking about in a previous video, the one that comes with the Pokeball. So there's the Pokeball deck holder. So there's an etched foil promo, a foil promo, a Premier Ball deck holder, 9 booster packs, and a TCG live code card. So I don't know, eventually this probably will get opened, simply because this is the set that my twin's husband collects. So they actually came up recently, and my twin was like, hey, if you have anything from the Pogo, that's the set my husband collects. And I'm like, oh, yes, actually I do. So I had to go through and like dug through all of my like random collections that are scattered throughout the house, trying to find anything Pogo. And then the stuff I did find, it was like, well, I'm not gonna let him open that, because it was like the Radiant Eevee box. I was like, he's not opening that. So eventually I found the Pikachu, the little Pikachu tin that has little gifting Pikachu on it, and I was like, I slid it across the table and I'm like, he can open that. So this probably will get opened at some point because he wants to finish that set and he wants to open those packs. So, and it's got 9 of them in there. So then we have Ogre Palm Premium Collection. This one is sealed. Is there anything? Is there Obsidian Flames in here? No. No, there's no Obsidian Flames. If there's Obsidian Flames in here, that's what my sister collects, my twin. So I was like, that would have changed things, but there isn't. This is definitely a point of pride in my collection. The Sun and Moon Burning Shadows GX Challenge Box. So in my previous unbagging video, I had the Lycanroc deck. So it came in a box just like this one, except it was Lycanroc. And it was like, I really, really, really wanted to open one of these and play with the decks. I had to pick between the two, and I'm like, okay, I'll open the Lycanroc one, and I will leave this one sealed. So it's got the 2 Burning Shadow packs, and I mean, maybe at some point, maybe if the world ever, so this is a silly thing that I do. Part of why I like to collect Pokemon cards and why I collect decks specifically is because in case the world ever ends, we'll have entertainment. So when the internet's gone and the electricity's out, my family and I will be playing with Pokemon cards. we can host little Pokemon tournaments with how many decks I have, and we'll be able to keep sane in the harsh of the end of the world. Okay, and I think we're getting to the end of my the tote that I have here. Oh, that's dusty. Trick or trade. Let me clean that up a little. There. Oh my gosh. Yes, I did. Judge me now, guys. Judge me now. Just don't be too harsh about it. Alright, we're getting into my sleeves. It looks like all of the sleeves have ended up in here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gimme. Okay, that's the last item. But look, it's my magnets that I was using to hold up all those posters. So I guess at some point I can magnetize them to something again. I just don't know what I'd magnetize them to. Oh, but yeah, here's more of those. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I don't know. I might be able to put something cool in them and do something with them. I don't know. But yes, I bought the Oreos and they're still sealed. And at this point, they are going to stay sealed. This is a product that will never ever be opened until like 30 years from now, when somebody on YouTube is doing an unboxing challenge and they get a hold of these 30 years from now and they're like, do you guys want me to do it? Dare me to do it. So let's see, this is copywritten in 2021 right down here. So let me see if I can find a Best Buy. So let's see, there's a code here. It says February 2022. So 3 years expired. 3 years expired, guys. I mean, no, I'm not gonna open them. maybe like I said, 30 years from now, we can do an opening video just for chagrins to see how bad it is, see how preserved our Pokemon are. But yeah, it was like, I saw these at Walmart and there was a huge display of them and it was full and it was like, you know what? Let's do it. So I did get that. And then we have our McDonald's toy, which again, I really like these because usually when I do order McDonald's, I do like getting the Happy Meals just because the regular meals are too much food. But I like these in particular because they are another end of the world game to play, because these come with instructions and you can play them. I think this particular one you can play with pretty much any card, so you have a whole game that you can play. Just, you can have any card, doesn't matter. You can build a deck, you know, like a 10 card deck or something, just to play this game, and it would be a great entertainment to spend the afternoon when you have nothing else to do. Or even just for fun, like you're sitting in the car. Random. I have no idea why this is in there. And then we'll get to the part that really matters. Sleeves. So we have Skeledirge, Very cool. The Meowscarda, and then the Quaquaval. So I did get each of those, which I like them because the boxes, not only is the box really cool, but they've got weight to them because each one of these has a plastic display. And it's like they got some weight to them. This you get into a Pokemon battle, just throw the box. Okay, just throw the box. You're like I don't feel like battling, just wham. So we got Shadow Rider, Chunky Chew, believe Galarian Rapidash, whoever that boss is. He's one of the boss's orders. Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. And then more Yu-Gi-Oh! Of course, gotta have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sleeves. These were a gift. These were back from closer to when I first started collecting. So these have 2020 copyright on them. So these are actually 5-year-old cards. And I got these about a year after I started collecting. So these were actually magnetized up on the wall as well, so I would see them every single day. Okay, I think I said these were the last items, but I think these are definitely the last items in this tote. It's a little bit more of that sealed collection. So we got the Spidops, Carvana, and Pineco. Spidops for obvious reasons. I love Spidops. He's probably I like some of the newer Pokemon, but I think out of all the new Pokemon, he's the only one I actually really like. That's everything in this particular tote. So yeah, hopefully as time goes on, I will regather up more of my collection and we can keep doing some of these untoting, unbagging, unboxing, whatever they're in videos. So if you guys like that and you want to see more, please let me know. And if you want to see, I don't know, I could be persuaded to open up some of this stuff. If you guys want to see me open packs, just let me know and I'll try my best. But yeah, if not, if you like listening to me talk and you want to hear about my opinions or see other kinds of my videos, I do have a Let's Talk series where I talk about anything and everything that matters to me. Or if you want to hear me talk but you don't want to hear my opinions, then I have a Just the Demo series where I play video games. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys being here. And I will see you next time. Bye.